Patrick's back slammed against the concrete wall. He couldn't breathe. Langley's hand was inches from his throat, not touching, but close enough to feel the threat. "You just ended your career?" Langley whispered. The stairwell was empty. No cameras, no witnesses. Just the two of them and what Patrick had done in that courtroom 7 minutes ago. "Get your hand off me." "Or what?" Langley's smile had no warmth. "You'll object?" Someone laughed. From above, on the landing. Patrick looked up. 3 other partners, watching. None of them moved to help. This is Unfiltered Black Tales. Stories where assumptions cost people everything. The courtroom was silent. Not the respectful kind, the kind that comes before something breaks. Patrick Green stood at the defense table, document trembling in his hands. The only black attorney in the room. 37 years old, 9 years at the firm, and about to commit professional suicide. "Your Honor," his voice was steady despite everything. "Exhibit 12 cannot be authenticated." Edward Langley didn't even look at him. Just exhaled, slow, deliberate, the way you dismiss a mosquito. "Mr. Green, sit down. The notary's license was suspended March 3rd. This document is dated March 9th. Now the room moved. Chairs creaked. The jury shifted. Someone whispered. Another person laughed, low, mocking, from the prosecution table. Langley stood. Slow. Controlled. Every movement calculated for the jury. "Your Honor, Mr. Green is clearly experiencing some sort of episode." He paused. "Let it land. Perhaps we should recess so he can collect himself." The judge's gavel cracked down. "Mr. Green, this better be going somewhere." Patrick's hands were slick with sweat. He could feel 12 pairs of eyes on him. The jury. All white. All watching him challenge a man who'd been practicing law since before Patrick was born. The document Monica had slipped onto his desk 3 days ago suddenly felt like it weighed 100 pounds. Just a yellow post-it. Check the notary. M, his mentor. The woman who'd kept him alive in this firm. Who'd taught him which battles to fight. She'd handed him a grenade. "Your Honor, I have proof. State registry records." "Then present them." The judge snapped. Patrick handed the printout to the bailiff. 3 pages. Clear. Undeniable. Rebecca Chen. License suspended March 3rd, 2022. Reason: ethical violations. The judge reviewed it. 10 seconds. 20. Her expression changed. Langley's jaw tightened. Just once. His thumb pressed into his briefcase leather hard enough to leave an indent. "Mr. Langley, can you verify this notarization?" "Your Honor, I'll need to review." "You had 3 months to prepare this case." Silence. 7 full seconds. A juror's pen stopped mid-note. The court reporter's hands froze. Even the air conditioning seemed to hold its breath. "I'm striking Exhibit 12. The jury will disregard it entirely. 30-minute recess." The gavel came down. Patrick turned. Caught Monica's eye in the gallery. She looked away. Too quickly. His stomach dropped. "Who gave you that document?" Langley's voice was quiet. "Dangerous." Patrick's back pressed harder against the wall. "I did my job. You humiliated me in front of a jury, in front of my client, in front of the judge. Then maybe you shouldn't have submitted fraudulent." Langley's other hand came up. Still didn't touch him. Didn't need to. The threat was clear. "You think you're the first associate who tried to make a name off my back? You think you'll survive this?" One of the partners on the landing above laughed. Soft, cruel. Patrick's heart hammered. The document speaks for itself. The document is an administrative error. You just destroyed your career over a clerical mistake. Then why are you cornering me in a stairwell? Langley smiled. Cold, sharp. Because I want you to remember this moment. When the firm votes to disbar you. When you're teaching traffic school to pay rent. When no one in this city will touch you. He leaned closer. I want you to remember. I gave you a chance to walk away. He stepped back, straightened his tie. The partners on the landing disappeared like smoke. Langley opened the stairwell door, paused. Disciplinary hearing. Monday, 9 a.m. Don't be late to your own execution. The door closed. Patrick stood alone. breathing hard, tasting copper. His phone buzzed. Monica, we need to talk. Now. If stories where people are underestimated and the truth comes out matter to you, subscribe. These stories come every week. Patrick walked to the parking garage on shaking legs. Monica's car was already running. She gestured frantically. He got in. She started driving before he closed the door. What the hell were you thinking? You gave me that document. I gave you information. I didn't tell you to detonate your career in open court. Patrick stared at her, really looked. Her hands were white-knuckled on the wheel, mascara smudged. She'd been crying. You wanted me to find the notary issue, he said slowly. I wanted you to tell Langley privately. Let him withdraw it. Let him save face. Why? Monica pulled over, killed the engine, stared straight ahead at nothing. My brother, Patrick said quietly, is serving 6 years. Fraud conviction, same notary, Rebecca Chen. Monica's face went completely still. I've been reviewing every case she touched for 3 years. Every signature. Every date. Patrick's voice was flat. Dead. I found 12 cases where Langley used her after her license was suspended. 12 people in prison. Patrick, he's been fabricating evidence for years, and you knew. I suspected. And you used me to expose him because you were too scared to do it yourself. Monica closed her eyes. One tear tracked down her cheek. Yes. The word hung between them like smoke. Better your career destroyed than mine, she whispered. That's the math, Patrick. That's always been the math. Patrick opened the door. Wait, don't call me again. He walked away. Didn't look back. 3 blocks later, his phone rang. Unknown number. Mr. Green? Woman's voice. Older. Shaking. This is Rebecca Chen, the notary. I need to tell you something. Patrick stopped walking. Middle of the sidewalk. How did you get this number? I've been watching the news. What you did today. What you're about to lose. Ms. Chen. He paid me. The words tumbled out. Langley. He paid me to backdate signatures after my license was suspended. Told me no one would get hurt. Patrick's chest tightened. How many documents? 37? Maybe more. I stopped counting. Do you have proof? Long silence. I kept recordings. Every conversation. Every payment. I was scared he'd blame me. Will you testify? If I do, I'll go to prison too. My brother's already there because of a document you notarized, Patrick said. Devin Green. 6 years for fraud. How many others are locked up on evidence you falsified? He heard her breathing. Ragged. I'll testify, she whispered. Monday, 9 a.m. But you have to promise those people get justice, I promise. She hung up. Patrick stood on the sidewalk. The sun was setting. The city moved around him. For the first time in 9 years, he smiled. Not because he was winning, because he knew the cost, and he'd already decided to pay it. The verdict came Friday. Guilty on all counts. Without Exhibit 12, the defense collapsed. Langley's client, CFO, Marcus Chen, embezzler of $47 million, got 8 years. The firm issued a quiet statement about procedural oversights. Patrick's name wasn't mentioned, neither was Langley's, but everyone knew. Friday night, Patrick sat in his apartment, staring at his brother Devin's last letter. You still believe the system works, Pat? I used to. Then I watched them fabricate evidence and put me away. Maybe one day you'll understand. The truth doesn't matter. Power does. His phone buzzed. Monica. I'm sorry. I'll make it right. He didn't respond. Monday morning, 8:45 a.m. Patrick arrived at the firm. Monica was already there sitting outside the conference room. She stood when she saw him. Patrick, don't. I'm testifying today. Against Langley. Everything I know. Everything I covered up. Patrick stopped. What? I've been lying for 3 years. To the firm. To you. To myself. I'm done. Why now? Because you were right. About all of it. Her voice cracked. I chose my career over the truth. Over you. Over everyone he hurt. I can't live with that anymore. The conference room door opened. 7 senior partners inside, Langley at the head. Mr. Green, Mrs. Blakes, sit. They sat. We're here to discuss Mr. Green's conduct during the Chen trial, Langley began, voice calm. His decision to make unsubstantiated accusations in open court. They weren't unsubstantiated, Patrick said. The document had an administrative error, nothing more. Then explain why you've used Rebecca Chen as a notary on 37 documents, all after her license was suspended. The room went silent. Langley's expression didn't change. That's absurd. Ms. Chen is downstairs, with recordings of every payment you made her. Patrick, another partner interrupted. Do you have actual evidence or? The door opened. Rebecca Chen walked in, mid-60s, gray hair, carrying a worn briefcase. Sorry I'm late. Traffic. Langley stood. This is inappropriate. Sit down, Edward. The managing partner's voice cut through. Let's hear what she has to say. Rebecca set a recording device on the table, pressed play. Langley's voice. The signature needs to be dated March 9th. Can you do that? Rebecca's voice. But my license was suspended. I know. That's why I'm paying you double. The recording continued. 3 minutes. 5, 7. 7 different conversations. Different cases. Same crime. When it ended, no one spoke. Langley sat perfectly still, face blank. Edward, the managing partner, said softly. Anything to say? Langley looked at Patrick. Not angry, just tired. No. This hearing is over. We're contacting the Bar Association and DA's office. You're suspended immediately. Langley gathered his things. Slow, methodical. At the door he stopped, looked back. You were right. About all of it. Then he was gone. Patrick sat in courtroom 7, the same room where it started. Waiting. The state versus Edward Langley. Sentencing. Langley walked in. Prison jumpsuit, shackles, thinner, grayer. Their eyes met. Langley nodded once. Patrick nodded back. Mr. Langley, the judge began, you've corrupted the justice system for 6 years, falsified evidence in 37 cases. 13 people are incarcerated on documents you fabricated, including Devin Green, Mr. Patrick Green's brother. Patrick's breath caught. I'm sentencing you to 8 years in federal prison. You are permanently disbarred. The gavel came down. Langley was led away, didn't look back. Patrick sat alone as the courtroom emptied. Monica found him outside. Your brother's conviction was overturned this morning. He'll be released next week. Patrick couldn't speak. I'm leaving the firm, starting a legal aid clinic, helping people hurt by cases like this. She paused. I know it doesn't fix what I did, but I'm trying. I know. She handed him an envelope. Senior partner position, new firm, criminal defense. They asked for you specifically. Patrick took it. Didn't open it. You gonna take it? Patrick stared at the courthouse, where he'd lost everything, where he'd learned what integrity costs. I don't know, he said honestly. Monica smiled. Sad, real. That's probably the right answer. She walked away. Patrick stood alone, envelope in hand. Inside was everything he'd wanted 9 years ago. Senior partner, $350,000. Corner office, everything that used to matter. He thought about Devin, Rebecca, the 37 documents, the 13 people, Monica's tears, Langley's final nod, about the stairwell, when he had to choose, safety or truth. He'd chosen truth. It cost him everything. But Devin was coming home. Patrick folded the envelope, slipped it in his pocket. He'd read it later. Maybe. Or maybe he'd do something different, something worth the cost he'd already paid. If this story meant something to you, subscribe and turn on notifications for more.